So, colouring book. This one I worked on a bit before. We don't talk much about the first page, but we'll have a flip through here. We just ignore, just ignore that bit. There will be a running theme as we go through here of me just not necessarily finishing things. Oh, wow, that comes up orange. So this page I tried using some fine liner pens. It was kind of working. It was the problem with the first page. It was kind of working, but I do find them very vibrant. So then I switched to using pencils, which I much prefer. It helped that I got some decent pencils, to be fair. This is the paper's got quite a silky kind of finish to it. It's not rough textured at all. It's very smooth. So cheap pencils I found kind of quite waxy. The colours didn't work very well. That was, I think, what happened on the first page. It's very, very pale because the pencils just cheap pencils. That one I want to finish at some point, but not today. But the owl, I quite like the owl. And a squirrel. Then I did more of a sleepy, nighttimey kind of colour set. These ones I actually finished as well, which is nice. So today I feel like doing another one. Shall I just do the next one? Or, ooh, big double page spread. Let's not start. I haven't done this for a while. Let's just stick with one page. I've got my nice Faber-Castell dusty box. That shows how long it's been since I used these. Right. Faber-Castell. Oops. Fuck. So these are actually watercolour pencils. So I've used them before and done a little swatch for all the colours. Yeah, so I can colour and technically put water and blend them all in, but I'm just going to use them for colouring today. Coffee. It's morning. Kind of sleepy. I probably shouldn't put that on the paper. That's like I just said, it's morning. I'm a bit sleepy. Okay. What colours? What colours do I feel like using? Do I want to match up with the sleepy blues on that side, or do I want to do something? Oh, I could maybe go more like morning sunset hues. If that was kind of evening, maybe go morning. What could we use? I mean, we've got the greens and greeny blues. I'm not sure I'm awake enough to do anything particularly adventurous with my colours, so I think I'm just going to start off with the greens. Let's just go green. I like green. Here is a green. Pick the greenest green. Green. Where am I going to put it? Okay. Yeah, start here. Right. Let's just chill out. I could try and do a bit of a talking over thing. A little bit of a draw with me feel. Well, let's see. Doing this morning, because yesterday I thought to myself that I would do something simple And then I gradually overcomplicated it one step at a time to the point where I got to 4 o'clock in the afternoon and I still hadn't finished my one simple thing and was feeling pretty crap. I hadn't been able to do what I wanted. I couldn't get the pictures in my head down on paper because I was trying to do something I don't normally do in a style I don't normally use. So, strangely enough, that didn't work. And then on top of that, I decided to get out my old digital drawing kit because, sketching the unfamiliar thing in an unfamiliar style wasn't working. So why not use a tool I haven't used for probably at least a year, if not longer? I mean, clearly that's going to work better, right? Um, no, no, it did not. Strangely enough. So I spent, a couple of hours just trying to do something digitally. I wasn't happy with it because it wasn't perfect. But I try not to let myself get hung up on things being perfect because if I get hung up on them being perfect, I never finish them or they're never good enough. Because unless you are literally at the top of your field as an artist, and I suspect even then, even the people who all the other artists in the world look up to are probably sat there going, you know what, I could do this better. I think it's just a thing that people who do art tend to do. We're really, really hard on ourselves when it comes to whether something is perfect. You get an image in your head and then you just can't get it on paper. You get it nearly, but like that one bit in the top corner is not right, or this line over here could be different. Or I'm not happy with the proportions on this section. Or there's always something that we're not quite happy with. So perfectionism is a pain in the butt. You have to learn to catch yourself. You've got to draw draw your own lines for when something is good enough. You know, don't worry about something being perfect. Just worry about it being good to go. Um, Good enough is good enough most of the time. And like, sure, pushing yourself to make your good enough better. There's nothing wrong with that. But there are times when, particularly if we try something new, you're used to the standard that you normally achieve with the things that you've practiced. So if you try something new, it often doesn't necessarily come out great. And at that point, it might well be below your normal standard of good enough. And you're looking at it going, it's definitely not perfect, but it's not even good enough. That can be very frustrating if you've been comfortably doing things you're familiar with for a while and suddenly you try something new and you're reminded that actually sometimes when you do new things, you're pretty crap. Just, I haven't practiced this. I'm not good at it yet. I'm not even good enough at the thing I'm trying to do. And that can be kind of painful, kind of grounding. And usually when I do stuff like that, at some point I realise what I'm doing and I'm stressing out about it. And I'm beating myself up about the fact that this thing isn't perfect. And I have to catch myself and say, right, this is causing me a lot of stress. It's causing me upset. I'm getting all wound up about it. And I have to put it aside and not worry about it. And usually, I just have to go do something else, preferably something not arty at all, because once you get into that state, it's hard to draw anything that looks right. I've got really wound up trying to do something new. I can try to draw something familiar and it'll still go wrong, and then just the world is ending. It's really not a great place to be, but I'm getting better at recognizing when I get that way. So usually I just go, oh, okay, Brain's stuck in an everything's not good enough loop. Time to just go do something else. Make a cup of tea, sit down, watch a film, read a book, play a game. Just something else. Casual, possibly creative. Well, no, preferably not creative at that point. But just light-hearted, and in fact, yes, anything other than creative, really. You want just something that you don't have to think about. When you've spent all day, hours, whatever, really taxing your brain, trying to work out how to do something new, how to make it look right. Where are you supposed to put this line? How do you do it? Like, how do you do expressions? You've been working so hard on that that the last thing you want to do is make your brain work on something else interactive. So I usually find the best thing to do is retreat to just watching a show or something, listen to an audiobook for a bit, maybe, or just put on some chill music and do something like this, where I don't have to plan the image. There's no image planning going on. I'm just colouring what's already there. Somebody else has already designed the image. I don't have to think about this. This needs sharpening. Where's the sharpener? There it is. Where was I? Somewhere far, far away. Oh, really? Where was I? Oh my god, my brain. You have to do something that doesn't require your brain to work. That was it. Oh dear. Fine example there. Sometimes your brain is just not switched on. And the thing is, when you've been trying to do something new, your brain gets super switched on. It's running on all cylinders, going full steam, whatever metaphor you fancy. Because it's saying, right, new things, we've got to work this out. This is a challenge. This is new. We've got to process. We've got to think. Okay, cool. That's why I like learning. I remember talking to some friends recently who went and did a learning course to study something. And they'd forgotten how exhausting it can be to just spend hours of your day learning. Because your brain's going a million miles an hour. You're just absorbing information. You're really focused on it. I've got to remember this. This is important. There's going to be an exam. And yeah, like using your brain that intensely is tiring. It's not just physical activity that tires us out. Mental stuff works too. Anyone who's just had an intense day at work knows this. You've been at the end of a project and you've got to do a meeting with some people and explain what you've been doing, and maybe even have to really explain something to people who don't actually understand the project you've been working on, so that they can get to grips with how far you've got with it. Because you might say, they'll say, oh, this thing isn't finished yet, and you've had to explain the intricacies of, I don't know, background coding or something to some people who've never coded anything in their life, so that you can justify why you haven't got as far as they expected. I am really going off on a tangent there. Yeah, doing stuff, doing new stuff, trying new things. Where's your brain out? And it's good to just find something a little bit low pressure to do. Give your brain a break. And that's what I'm doing this morning. Just going easy on myself. A little bit of colouring in. It's nice because it's something kind of creative. Hell, I'm recording it, so I can make a video out of it, and I'm still making content in my relaxing time. That's kind of weird, to be honest. That's a whole thing. Maybe I should talk about that. Oh, this will end up being such a long video if I go into that. I don't think I want to stick a several hour long video on my channel as the first thing I do. That seems like a bad plan. But I don't know. I'm quite enjoying just talking while I colour. This is nice. Might have to do this more. But perhaps actually I might have to learn to script to some degree, plan what I'm going to talk about. Because I can go on tangents for a while. Tangents are my friends. I could talk for hours. Maybe I should stream. Maybe I should stream. I don't know if my computer can handle streaming. Something for another day, maybe. Well, we've got a little bit of leaves. Where's my nice olivey green? There's the nice olivey green. This will blend in with the brown reasonably. There we go. Doing the stems. Well, maybe I'll just do this for today. I was thinking I'd get a finished picture to just slap up a picture at the top of a Patreon post, but now I'm wondering if maybe I should just, do the last couple of leaves on this branch, get this olivey green in all over the shop, and then maybe just stop there, edit the footage slightly. Still got to learn how to put music into it. Do that, and I could put that up as a first experiment with a video. Me waffling away while I colour everything in. Gotta start somewhere, right? Stems. And the nice thing about leaves is if you're using different shades of green, you don't have to worry too much about if you kind of blend one over the other a little bit, because it's all green. It'll be fine. Probably just add a bit of depth. Part of me would really like to actually do my own colouring book, but again with wanting to just jump into a style I haven't really done, I'm not sure my art as it stands, the way I generally draw things at the moment, would really suit a colouring book, because I have very minimal line work. In fact, at the moment, I tend to do a sketch and then I paint it and then I do the line work just very tentatively around the outsides at the end. So it's not even particularly, well, there's just not a lot there even at the end, So I'm not sure that would work. But I do love the idea of doing a book of dragons for people to colour in. It's definitely something I'd like to work on. It's quite weird to think that I'm listening to music that won't be in the video. So if I stop and I'm doing a little dance, I can put music in the back of this video, which won't be this music. So my little dance with my hands might be completely out of the beat of the music. I should probably make a habit of not doing that. Otherwise it's going to annoy me when I try and edit it. I'll be sat there going, but my hand movements don't match up with the music. And I don't have the skill to make them match up yet because video editing is new. I have had very little practice so far. And it's daft to expect myself to be able to do something as fancy as find and apply a completely different piece of music with sufficiently accurate timing to match up with my hands dancing along to something else whilst recording. Whoosh. But that is the kind of thing that my brain thinks I should be able to do. Again, with the perfectionism, it's nasty. Perfectionism is rarely your friend. Yeah. Let's get some shadow. We want to cool it down. We want a bit of blue. Let's try going over with this one. This is cobalt turquoise. Ooh, don't know if you can actually see that. Oh, will it focus at that Distance. Not happily, no. Come on, you can do it. No, not gonna focus. Oh, alright, fine. Very lightly at first, because I'm not completely confident in my colour choice. I have a feeling this one will overwhelm the green I put down if I'm not careful. Mind you, one of the things I do keep saying I need to work on is being braver with my tonal variation. I need to make my darks darker, so they make my lights stand out better. Always very hesitant with my shadows because I'm worried I'm going to spoil something. There we go. That's definitely a bit of a background leaf. I'll just do a little bit over here. Like it. Lovely. Maybe just come in with the olive green. What's this one? Earth green yellowish, apparently. I do like how they name the pencils. You can just tell someone was sat there saying, "Oh, this is the umpteenth green I've come up with. What am I going to call it?" It's got a bit of a browny oliviness, brown or earthy green, but it's quite yellowy. So earth green, yellowish. There we go. Perfect. I'll do. I might deliberately make these little ones a bit of a different shade. Kind of like the idea of them being a bit different. Just on one side, but no apparent reason. Oh, I do like these pencils. They're so nice to work with. Right, well, it's not a huge amount, but that was, been recording for nearly half an hour. Kind of goes to show how long it can take to do something like this. But it's very relaxing. Right, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna see if I can edit this video and do it as my patron post for the day. Do I have any coffee left? I do have coffee left. Ah, it's got cold. Oh, I regret my life. Right. Okay, let's call it that.